Cold weather shooting is very difficult. You can be prepared.
I can't feel my first two fingers. I feel like they're on fire.
I try to pack the right gear. You can try to wear the right clothes. Mother Nature is not something that you can predict. There's just things that you absolutely can't plan on. My name's Laurie Martin, and I'm a landscape photographer.
I want the wind to carry me far away from here, and as I fly, I'll take with me moments left behind.
I developed a passion for this a long time ago.
Wow. Okay, that's lucky.
Growing up in Arizona, I grew up kind of backpacking and hiking with my dad and developed a true love for the outdoors. Built up into a great photography hobby and passion that I just completely love.
He is quite the poser. Oh. Right there, he's going right there. Get ready. Got the takeoff.
Nice. That's cool. That's when you can see their wings.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know, the beauty of photography is having the ability to go back in and visit every place I've ever walked. You know, being out in the forest and being in the environment is incredible. I do think about my dad a lot of the time. You know, sometimes it's not always the photography. Sometimes it's the smells of the forest. It's the pine trees. It's just the moments that you're out there. Could be a snap of a twig under your boot when you're walking that takes you back to the sound, the feel, the environment of being a kid going through the forest with your father. Growing up in Arizona, my father was a huge outdoors guy. We spent every family vacation, every bit of free time that we had, backpacking, hiking. My dad was a true wilderness guy. And I think that just made an incredible bond with my father. So, you know, when I am out hiking and camping and enjoying the environment, I always feel like I've got my dad with me. He passed away in 2020. He had Alzheimer's and died at the age of 90 years old. That one so bad. I wasn't going to cry today. All right, go back to happy questions.
That's a tough one. I see nothing but light between him and her.
One thing he did enjoy more than anything was in his later years, even though his mind wasn't sharp, it was the ability to share my images of the places I've traveled. My dad loved the images. He would get so excited. And I personally had a lot of joy sharing those images with my father.
Every time we walked into the room, he was always happy to see us. So he loved us very much, and we loved him very much. And we're so sad that he's not with us.
The thing that my dad has always taught me was to be a fighter.
She never stops challenging herself. Like, there is always another level.
I look at her work and I thought, man, how is she doing this stuff? I'm envious. She has this eye for, in the landscapes, to capture the lighting that I struggle with. She's not your typical Southern girl. She likes to get out. She likes to do things that you don't normally see women doing.
Great location, great spot. The light's always changing, goes from dark to light, and you'll never get the same shot twice.
I mean, there's not a lot of women out there that would much rather put on a bikini instead of wearing Ralph Lauren's clothes that has like 10 layers.
You aren't going to have anything in this world handed to you. You got to get in there. You got to work really hard for it. I know that just from being out there and being in great places. I don't see a lot of women kind of out in the rough environment or in the cold elements.
It takes a certain person to be willing to come out here. One of our trips out here, my guess is the winds were 25, 35 below zero. And she's right out there.
Each photo does have a story. I love what I do because it gives me an opportunity to be outside and explore places I've never been before. One of the things that I enjoy the most,
How do you not love this? I mean, it's just crazy.
is kind of starting a day not really knowing what you're going to get.
Wow.
Sometimes I almost already know how great it's going to be, and I don't even sit down and process it immediately because it's like Christmas. You're going to unwrap a present, and you know what's inside is going to be just amazing.
But I think back to some of the work that she has done that I've seen, and I can see a woman's touch in it. I see a softer side of it. The way she looks at the lighting, the way that she portrays the lighting in her work. I haven't seen that many guys that really capture the lighting like that.
There's a lab that I work with a lot out west. When I send my images through, it's funny, a couple of the people that work there have walked by. A couple of them either have said, oh, that shot's by Laurie Martin, or they may say, you can tell that that was shot by a woman because they're a little more soft. A woman's eye in landscape photography may see the softer side of some things. And that is definitely a lot of feedback I get from either the gallery owners or the people who process my images when it comes time to do the fine art prints. I know that there's going to be images that I shoot in these different places that are really going to speak to somebody, and we may never know what the reason is behind it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. If there's something that I can produce that takes that person back to a time in their life, or even if it just creates a peaceful moment for that person, that's pretty wonderful. I think my dad today would have a conversation with me about my photography. In this business, we got to work so hard. He would tell me to fight. Stay in there, don't quit, keep at it. But it's been so hard. You know, I want to do really well. And I want him to be proud.
What's next for my mom? I would say world domination. Why stop?